Okay, so I'm going to show you guys how I clean these carp for eating. And this is just a common carp. You know, it's your usual bottom feeding carp that nobody likes. So here is how I prepare them for eating. So you make your initial cut right behind the pectoral fin. Now you're going to want to turn your fish. And anybody watching this who's actually filleted fish before, you know what to do. But on these carp, you don't even need to go all the way down the tail. Push through right at the fin right there. Just kind of, oops. Anyway, now you're gonna want to get up there and peel the meat off the body. So this back part right here, yeah, get close, get as much as you can, but really what you're gonna want to do is you want to shave. That rib meat is what you're going after. So you want to shave as tight as you can to those ribs. You want to get as much of that meat off as you can. See that? I kind of missed a little bit, but it should be alright. Alright, so here we have fish. Alright, so set this aside. And you want to do that on both sides of the fish. Take the fillet off. Now, the only parts that you can really eat off the carp is that rib meat that was over the rib cage. Get a little closer. So now you're going to want to basically cut that section right there. Cut it out. And you want to shave it as close to the skin as you can. You want to get all that meat. You don't got a whole lot, so get what you can. So that rib meat right there, that's boneless. Now, you can't go too far, so I think this stuff right here has got some bone. It might be a bit of a rib. Cut that out. Good night. So, the rest of that fish, that's all boneless right there. That's a good boneless piece of meat. So, not the thickest, but real good eating. So, what I like to do is that red meat, that's what gives a carp its bad flavor. You want to cut that out. That out of there. Now, I bled this fish before I killed it. So, even then, you still want to cut that red meat out. It's still no good. So, get every bit of red meat out of that fillet that you can see. See that side. I'm not sure what happened there, but you see that little bit of red meat. Cut that out. I just like to get it as clean as I can, get it all trimmed up. So you're left with not a lot of meat, but you know what? I know that a lot of people catch carp pretty easy. I actually have a little bit of trouble. They're pretty smart fish. Actually, they're very smart fish. So I'm going to set this aside. Now, on the other part of the fillet, you got the back strap. And all you're going to want to do for that is cut that back part off. Now, carp have a lot of floating Y bones in the meat. And what I just did earlier is I filleted that strip of meat right off the floating Y bones. So this piece right here is completely boneless. So you got two boneless pieces of meat on that one fillet. Now the rest of this, I will admit, it looks really good, but I'm going to cut it off the skin for you just to show you what you're dealing with. Flip it over. Look how much red meat there is. All that red meat tastes really foul. Really nasty stuff. You're not going to want to even touch that. This stuff here, that's all full of bones. There's a ton of floating Y bones all up that section. It's a really nice looking piece of meat. So I guess if you did, want to cook it, you're free to. But you're going to be picking out a lot of bone. I mean, I don't know if you can hear that, but that is just layers and layers and layers of thick Y bones. So this here, I'm going to use in my crawdad traps for bait. So, Now, most people would just throw a carp right in the garbage, or just throw it on the bank and kill it. I find that to be really wasteful. These fish are really good eating. Firm white meat, you can see that. It's good stuff. It's, in my opinion, it's better than bass or bluegill, catfish. I prefer carp. Carp has a lot thicker, meatier texture. You can sink your teeth into it. It's not light and flaky. Not that that's a bad thing, but it's not mushy like a lot of other fish is. So, yeah. Next time you guys catch some carp, give it a try. Let me know what you think. All right, tight lines.